Hello, everyone. Welcome back to From the Ground Up. I'm your host. And for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Carmen Milagro. I'm a CBD educator. I'm certified as a CBD educator. I am the creator of Soothe, a premium hemp CBD muscle serum that you can use during and after post workout care for aches and pains. But I'm also the author of Truths About Hemp CBD, a guidebook for curious folks. And I'm also the founder of Divina Skincare. Now, on this show, what we focus on is the question is work life balance truly possible? And is health really the key to wealth? Now, some people are on one side of this question, they don't agree. And some people are on the other side and they do agree. So I'm here to talk to all different types of people: authors, doctors, musicians, celebrities, investors, industry leaders, writers, musicians that have their own beliefs, they have their own strategies, and they answer those questions for us. So that way, we have more information to make up our own minds about how we feel about this. So, joining me today, we're going to find out the truth from someone who's very special. I have been wanting to meet her for all 2 years, and I finally got to do that. So, and now she's here on the show. So, I can't tell you how excited I am. But let me tell you a little bit about her. She is a world renowned speaker who inspires other people to change their lives. She's a physician. She's also a healer. And her clients include A-list celebrities. She believes in helping people heal from the inside out. And she wants her patients to understand the fundamentals of stress relief, nutrition, and living well. Dr. Dalal Akoury's mission is to help us live the best life possible. And I am going to bring her on right now. Dr. Dalal, thank you for joining me today.
Hello, Carmen. What a pleasure to be here with you and your audience.
Thank you so much. I know that, God, I just saw you last month in Florida, and here we are. We talked about this, I think, as we are passing each other in the hotel lobby, and here we are. Talk about the the implementation, right?
Well, I am excited to be with you, really. I'm excited to be here. I commend you for the work you do, commend you for your mission, commend you for your desire to make a difference. I really do feel great that you understood the power of restoring normality in the body and restoring balance and using CBD as a way to really um, help the body to turn on the on endocannabinoid system, which is really the most powerful system that we have in the body.
Oh, thank you so much. You don't know what your words mean to me. Thank you. Let's get right to the heart of the matter, because there's so many people that seem to struggle with trying to figure out their work life balance. Is it really possible?
You know, it is possible, but everything, there's nothing that works unless you work at it. And you have to work on it, work at it, fix it, and understand it. And that only happens if you live in a moment of awareness. You have to be aware of what you're doing, and you cannot just be living a life like a robot. It's just like that, like that, like this. You got to be able to understand what you're doing, who you are, what your mission is, and understand that your body is your temple. Your body is the power you have. And when you connect with your body's always going to tell you what's missing. But when you ignore the body, you will not, you'll fail, because the body has power to heal. The body has power to restore. And the body also can give you orders. But if you're not aligned, spirit, mind, and body together, you're not in your element. So you cannot understand what balance is. Okay. And balance, you can't live out of balance. It's just like dancing on one foot for continuously and not able to balance yourself. Once you learn to balance, you're going to balance. So, and one of the most important things for balance is rest. Learn to sleep. Learn to meditate. Learn to tune in. Be okay to tune in because you're going to be able to dig into massive power that you did not even know existed.
I love this.
So it is very important. I did I always do it? No. But I'm going to tell you, the body makes you aware. If you don't listen to the body, it will definitely show you in its own way. So it
Sure.
can show you cancer, it can create chronic fatigue, it can create chronic pain. It's going to make you depressed because the body, when the body wants to stop, it will stop. And then it's better not to let the body stop. It's better to really pace it, stop when there is a place to stop, breathe, relax, and restore, and then focus,
Right.
focus.
Right.
Know
I
the
love
directions.
I love that because I know there's some industry leaders out there like Ariana Huffington. I saw she put this post up and it seemed to create so much controversy, but to me it made perfect sense. And what she was saying was, in order to scale your business, in order to grow your business, you must have some sort of balance. And I believe, if I recall, she went on to talk about it, and she said it doesn't mean that you're going to be balanced all the time. That's just not how life works. And so what I got from that comment and that post and all these other folks chiming in is, I used to really struggle with this until I realized that I was creating more anxiety for me about when I was trying to stay balanced, and I was creating more stress because I sometimes would fall out of balance and I would beat myself up, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and it was worse than just falling off the wagon a little bit. Do you think that, is there something about our society that, you hear all the time, that in order to be successful, you got to work and grind? I don't like that word grind, but that's what they say. And I think sometimes I feel like there's so much pressure. Do you agree with that?
I'm going to tell you grinding is part of life.
Right.
Okay, so pressure is good. Too much pressure is not. So pressure give you power. It's just like if I pull my muscles, there's something called Starling law. So the more you pull the muscle, the more powerful the muscle becomes. But if you reach the certain breaking point, then it's you break the muscle and you lose it. So a
Right.
little bit of stress is great
I
because it
kind of feel
really
like that's like your drive.
it's the drive, is life in you. Like, but your body really is capable to create balance continuously, even out of balance. Is the problem when our body has no lost all this this extra surplus or extra when the balance is so when the body is so deficient, the body is no longer able to create what we call homeostasis. So, no matter how stressed you are, no matter how many mistakes your body makes, how many mistakes cells make, your body, most 90% of the time, is able to come to the balanced state by itself, which we call homeostasis. Without that homeostasis, you can't live because out of balance, nothing lives. You have to always have a normal pH which is not being too acidotic or too alkaline. So the body, no matter how acidotic you are, can 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 reach the state of homeostasis, except when you already have drained the capacity of the body to do so. So unless you build back, unless you really restore, unless you recover, eventually, as you age, the, the capability of that incredible body loses momentum, loses power. So the more we prepare for aging, because we age from the minute we're born,
Sure.
okay? When you're 1 day old, you're not like you're 10 days old, you're not like 10 months old, not like 10 years old, not like 100 years old.
Right.
So your reserve, your body reserve has been used. Your job is to keep that going.
Good
Now,
point.
a job that you do with love is not a job. But if you overdo anything, if you overdo sex, is difficult. If you overdo eating, is bad. If you overdo sleeping, is bad. So even everything has to be your body. Listen to the body, create homeostasis, and that won't ever happen unless you are aligned, spirit, mind, and body. Because chaos in up here causes chaos everywhere else.
Right.
You have to really be aligned. And that happens when you know you have a mission and you don't really allow yourself to go too much off veer off thing. So most of us, what do we do? I start this project and 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 this project. Okay. And I have 200 projects. And none of them are even half 1/10 complete. And then we go home. Oh my, that's not that. That's not that. So on top of not eating right, on top of not sleeping right, on top of not handling and understanding what your body needs, you're now creating a fear. You're creating chaos. You're creating anxiety because you have never sat down for a second to ask yourself exactly who you are, what you want, do you have a mission or not, and what do you want to do? And understand that you need to really dig deep, deep and deeper and deeper, and start loving yourself, believing in your mission, and finding something really special that you want to do, and realize that food is medicine. And every choice you make, if it's not the right choice, it has influence, it has consequences.
Right.
And the problem is we teach people there's no consequences. And I'm here to tell you there is consequences.
Right.
Every choice you make in this life have a consequence. Not only a reaction, not every action has a reaction, but there's a consequence for your choice. If I chose today to be with you, to talk on this media versus being eating in the kitchen or on the table because I'm stressed,
Right.
I made a choice.
Sure.
I made a conscious choice. So what is the problem we have? We're not doing conscious choices ever. We make choices by habit.
Sure.
We're saying yes to things we don't want to do. We're saying yes to please. We're not, and we want to do it, but we don't.
Right.
We don't even know we don't. We don't ask our body, can we not? We have no inner conversation whatsoever. And we have no directions. You gotta have direction. I want to build a $200,000 home. I don't want to see everything else. My dream is this. Everything needs to align to that. No, I'm going to do this, but this and this and this and that and this and this and this and that. And I'm staying here doing absolutely nothing except taking away from that powerful body. Now, why do I like the endocannabinoid system. I know you're a CBD educator. I want to help you.
Yes, thank you.
So what is the endocannabinoid system? The endocannabinoid system is the system in your body that really puts control.
Mhm.
It really creates balance. It really helps even homeostasis. The beauty of the endocannabinoid system is it turned on demand, and then once the function is done, you have an enzyme that immediately destroy that peptide and get rid of it immediately. The difference between endocannabinoid system is more highly regulated. You need it, you get it, you turn it on, you use it, you get rid of it. So once the job is done, you don't need it. It's gone. Then you renew it and you start over.
I
When we
love
use
this. Thank you. It's what I tell when I have these presentations, and I try to do a lot of work with seniors because there's so much misinformation and miseducation out there. And that's exactly what I tell them. It's like the fuel for your immune system, your lymphatic system. And
it
the
really it's not it helps the immune system, but it's not because it's a fuel, it's because it gives the body rest so the body can do the job. It
so
really creates stability. It
right.
creates stability. It connects with everything. It makes peace. It makes
Hmm.
the body work in a
Yes.
very it's like a symphony.
Yes.
The
I
problem,
love that.
yeah,
Thank
the
you.
difference between endocannabinoid is and phytocannabinoids. Phytocannabinoids is the CBD or teaching you're
Right.
giving people, and
Right.
that comes from plants.
Yes.
And the phytocannabinoids are good, but there is misuse of phytocannabinoids if not done the proper way. So
Correct.
when you isolate even CBD from the plant,
Hmm.
you already kind of disturb the plant. The plant
Compromise. Hmm.
is a one plant, and even if you genetically modify the plant to create more CBD versus more THC versus whatever, you change the power and the beauty of the plant, and now you're making a different kind of plant that was not planned to be here.
Right.
And
Exactly.
when I see, yeah, go ahead.
Mhm. No, I was just going to say, and that's one of the reasons why, for example, in my product line, I use the full spectrum,
Mhm.
and that is one of the reasons is because we want as much of that whole plant as possible. And what people don't understand is that there is a cost for this. There's a higher premium that you pay for the better quality, and that's for me. I've had this conversation with other people. I want the best for my product, and that's where I reside. Like you said, I'm very focused, I'm very aware. I can you know cut corners if I want to, make a higher margin, but I choose not to. And like you said, that's my choice, that's my focus.
And what you just said, because you were working on work balance, one thing is, well, we'll come back to what you just said. So
Yes.
the full spectrum plant
Hmm.
has complementary phytochemicals or phytocannabinoids. They work together in synergy to create the best for you. Now, there is difference between the endogenous, which what we do, we call endocannabinoid system we have, and the phytocannabinoids tap into this. But the difference is the endocannabinoids, they have different levels. So the ones that are smoked are very fast. They are like vaped or something.
Hmm.
They're fast acting. So it leaves the body quicker, which is really in a way not too bad. The problem is you use more and more and more, and really is not helpful either. But
Right.
the edible one, there's a problem because they're less expensive, but they last a lot longer, and you may not know that you're over consuming and you become toxic. So understanding, raising the awareness about the endocannabinoid system, raising the awareness about phytocannabinoid system, raising the awareness about isolating things.
Mhm.
even the way it's extracted. Um,
Correct.
all these things really help people to decide, is that good for me? Is that bad for me? And why do I need it for?
Right.
Why do I need something to calm my body? If I'm not able to tap into my own endocannabinoid, I may temporarily use um, phytocannabinoid. I do not recommend personally the commercial pharmaceutical, manufactured marijuana-like substance or marinol or anything like this, because it really is synthetic. When
Ex-
it's synthetic, it's not. We don't have the full receptor. It can cause issues with the body and understanding. So that's really very important to me. So
abs-
I'm hoping I'm answering your questions.
yes. No, absolutely. I love this because I love having these discussions because it's what helps other people understand. For me, it's really important to try to address the questions that people ask of me in the best way that I know how. But I also have a list of resources that they can go do. I do think that everyone should educate themselves, go further, go deep. For me, it's an honor to try to help someone, but I also know my limitations. And we know one thing for sure is CBD, whether it's cannabis or hemp CBD, isn't for everyone because everybody's different. Everybody's body is different. So that's one of the first things that I do say is you should consult with your medical team before you do anything. And I don't, for me personally, right now, I don't delve into cannabis, the THC part of this, because 20% of us are actually allergic to THC. I found out the hard way when a friend of mine thought it would be really funny to blow, smoke in my face, and then I turned blue and I couldn't breathe. So not fun. But I didn't know that 20% of the population is actually allergic to THC. So
Mhm.
those are all the types of, little bits of information that I put into the guidebook. It's not an all encompassing, but I do list a lot of resources for people to go and get more information.
Well, it's very important to get more information and self educate, but it's also very important to get information from the right sources. This
Correct.
is one of the biggest deal problems I have is people digging into information that may be confusing
Okay.
and may be placed in so that there's alternative motive for the people who put that information in.
Exactly. Exactly.
90, maybe a big percentage of us do not want to um, um, trick people, but there is a small percentage or even bigger percentage that may be tricky.
Right.
And some of us really think we know enough when we're dangerously know. Because
Right.
if we know enough to be dangerous, that's very dangerous.
Yes.
You either know enough or don't know at all. But
Right.
the people who think they know enough and they're guiding others. Now there's a lot of everybody's coaching everybody. I mean,
Right.
there's nothing more than coaches on this planet.
Right.
Everybody's a coach now.
That's true.
So what makes me a coach? Why would you choose me as a coach? Doctors should be coaches. Doctors are coaches. But why should you choose me and not the next doctor next door? Why should I choose you, not the next person who is a CBD educator? Because of your results. And it's like when you have a wealth uh, coach. If the wealth coach has $2 and he's teaching you to make 1 million, that's not your coach. If I am looking 200 and I am only 40, I'm not your coach for aging. Okay. So you really need to see a coach who looks the part, who lives the part, who acts the part, and who has result that prove you that he is the right coach. And if you have all that, it still is that coach and you in harmony. Is that coach energy and your energy are working together? Because I may be the best coach on the planet, but if you're not aligned with my energy. You're not energetically aligned with the way I present myself or my directness. And I
Sure.
chose at my age to be very direct because I
Me
love you. I love people enough where I don't need to be yesed, and I don't want you to follow me because I'm yesing you. That's not the coach or the doctor you want.
Very
Okay.
true. Very true.
So I am honored. I'm blessed. And I want to be here to help you and support you, to educate, to help, to inform, and to let people live an incredible, balanced life by tapping into the deeper self and by learning about resting, learning about restoring the hormones, learning about the importance microbiome of their body, the bacteria that is part of their DNA, understanding the actual inner endocannabinoid system that gives them the peace and comfort and balance. Trust their body, believe their body, but you can't do that unless you're aligned and unless you love you, forgive you, and accept you.
Oh, that's such a beautiful message. Thank you. I don't have any other questions other than I think with what we've talked about today, at the very least, we've gotten people to think about things in a different way. I had someone earlier, I think I mentioned to you, who 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 wrote me to tell me, that he had really deep pain in his hands, could barely tie his shoelaces. And by using my serum the way that I explained to use it, after 2 years of not being able to play the piano, yesterday he was able to play for 2 hours. Thank you. So those are the results that you're talking about, and again, for me, I don't do anything outside of my lane. I work with just the topicals, and I don't profess to know any other part of what I know. So I'm very focused and I'm very clear about what I can help with or what I think I can help with. But the other thing that I really loved about what you said is, you know, I do believe, and I think we were talking about this before, you know, I do believe that we all have multiple purposes. I agree with you 1,000%. And I think that's one of the reasons why when I first saw you on stage and I realized that you were so much more than just a physician, so much more than just a speaker, I think that is what I was aligning with. And here we are. So I am so grateful to you for spending this time with us today. For everyone who's been listening to us and watching us, how can they connect with you for more information about how you can help them?
My name is Dr. Dalal Akoury. I'm a pediatric oncologist by training. I became a doctor since I was 17 in my mind when my dad passed away from pancreatic cancer. I worked very hard, made sacrifices, and you can too. It wasn't easy. It was hard. It was pain. But I made it
Yes.
because I had a dream. And it is to change the name of cancer from detrimental and deadly to chronic disease, to change it for people to live beautiful life. Because once I lost my dad when I was 17, I wished for no one to feel the pain I felt because it was so painful at the time. So I have a clinic. It's called Aware Med. It's about raising the awareness. It's in Johnson City, Tennessee.
And that is the wrap up for today. Thank you so much to Dr. Dalal Akoury for sharing with us her insights, her advice, her guidance. We will be sure to put all her contact information into the post attached to this video. We had a little technical difficulty there at the end, but that's okay. We will put it into the posts, into the social media, so that you have access to her information and you can contact her if you would like to work with her and connect with her. So I think we pretty much covered this concept with Dr. Dalal about achieving and striving for work-life balance. We know that we can strive for it. We can continue to nurture that thought process, but that sometimes life has a way of throwing us off kilter. So we just get back on, get back on track. I've said before on this show that the transformational success starts with taking care of your health and maintaining your wealth and healing and working to strive to be better from the inside out and from the ground up. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me. I'm Carmen Milagro, and this is From the Ground Up. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.